In this session, we are going to deal with grafting and budding in plants. This is another way of vegetative propagation. In the previous class, we have seen layering. I suppose many of you have done layering in your house, and many of you have posted photos related to that. So now we are going to learn another method, and there is a difference between layering and this new method. That is, suppose you have a mango tree in your house, and on your mango tree, if you want to have other types of mangoes growing on it, this is the method we can apply for it, and it is known as grafting. You might have seen many grafted plants which have fruits at a very young age. So, what are the methods to grow indigenous plants in our soil which usually do not grow? Also, if we want to grow different varieties of the same plant, how is it possible in other countries, other places with different fruiting varieties? How can we grow that in our climate, in our place? These are the methods, or these are the things that we are going to discuss now. So as I told you, we are going to discuss about grafting now, and there will be many things that we have to think about before the actual process. First of all, we have to think about which type of plants can be grafted. Can we graft all types of plants? What precautions and care should be taken while grafting? Then what is the actual process of grafting? What are the advantages of grafting? Is it possible to graft on all branches, or should we take care to select a particular branch? Are there different methods of grafting? So these are different questions that arise while we think of a new method. While we think about this method, so as we learn more, all these questions can be answered. Before we go on to the actual process, you should know about two things, that is, what is stalk and sign. Stalk is the part of the plant grow in our soil, or we can say it is the rooted part of the plant. Sign is that part which we cut from the other plant, or which we desire to grow in our plant. Now we can see a video of grafting, and here we are going to see cleft grafting. Okay, so grafting is going to be done on this mango tree. You can see a small branch is being cut. Now this is a sign. That cut part of the plant is the sign. The leaves are to be removed because only then it will facilitate the easy grow of new shoot and new leaves. So all the leaves has to be cut as shown, and one part of it is to be sliced off. Very sharp knife is to be used for this, otherwise it will damage the plant. You can see it is in a V shape that the plant is sliced. Both sides are being sliced using a very sharp knife. Now you can see this is the stalk, and we are going to make a slit in the stalk. In the center, a sharp slit has to be made directly through the center of the stalk. Now what we have to do is, we have to keep the scion inside the stalk properly, close the ends, and tie it tightly using a small twine. Afterwards, we have to cover it with a polythene cover so that it will not get destroyed. We have to keep like this for 2 weeks. Afterwards, remove the covering. Now we can see the shoot has started to grow on the scion. See, small leaves have started to grow, and it will become part of the rooted stalk. Once it grows really well, we can plant it in a pot and allow the roots to form nicely, and later on we can take the plant and grow it in a proper place. So this is one method of grafting. Grafting is a technique that we all can try. So please all of you try it at home. Here you can see a rose plant with many varieties of rose flowers. Can you tell me how it is possible? One method we have learned. Here is the second method.
This is an age-old method of grafting. This is in practice an important crop plant like mango, sapota, champaka, etc. Search a twig of the mother plant which matches with the stem of the seedling in size. Bring both the stems together and put marks. Then give level cuts of 2 inches on both the stems. Let the cuts be of 30 to 40% of the thickness of the stems. Use sharp knife to give level cuts. Do not damage the stem with a blunt knife. This point applies to all methods of grafting. Then keep both the stems together and tie with a plastic tape. This tape avoids the entry of air and water inside the graft joints and avoids drying. Tying a jute thread is necessary in this approach graft, since both the stems are thick and stout. June-July months, the beginning of the rainy season, is the ideal time for approach grafting. Graft takes 2 to 3 months for healing. During that period, seedlings need watering. It is easy if the rain does that job. Give vertical cut on the scion below the graft joint.
We have to take care not to cut off the scion directly from the main branch all at the same time. Only little by little we have to make the cut. First one cut, then after 1 week another cut. Like that, little by little only you have to cut the scion completely from the mother plant.
Above the graft joint. Keep on removing the sprouts on the rootstock below the union. We can get a bigger plant in approach grafting by selecting bigger shoot for grafting. But we can produce limited number of plants in this method. Stretchable plastic of medium thickness is folded like this and cut for 1 inch width. This plastic strip avoids air and water entering the graft joint. Remove the tape after the graft union heals completely and the plant starts growing. Otherwise, it makes constriction and limits the growth. Even the plant may die. This point applies to all the methods of grafting.
So this is approach grafting. Please watch the video and try it yourself. Here you can see some of the pictures of approach grafting. Now we have learned layering and grafting. Next what we are going to see is budding. In budding, a bud of a plant is used. You can see more in the video. We are going to see how to bud a rose plant. First of all, we have to take a small bud from a rose plant. Which color rose we want of that rose plant's one tiny bud we have to cut from it. Now we are choosing a plant on which the bud have to be grown. and we have to cut a T shape on the plant with a knife. You can see the T shape being made, and slowly remove the outer covering. Very slowly we have to do it, otherwise it will destroy. Now insert the bud into the peel. You should take care not to touch any other part that will stop the plant from growing. So you should not touch the inside of the peel or the bud. Afterwards you have to tie it properly. The bud and the stem together you have to tie. The bud have to be shown outside. Without the bud you have to make the tie. This is how you have to form the tie. You can see the bud standing out of the polythene cover. Now using sellotape we can wrap the polythene cover. So this is how budding is done. I hope it is possible for you also. Try it on a rose plant that you have in your house. You can bud from other rose plants from different species, so that on the same plant you can have different colors of roses. Same can be done with hibiscus. Hibiscus is very easy to do the grafting especially, and budding also. So I hope you will be able to do both the methods of vegetative propagation. One work for you. Please look at the picture and answer the questions given below. So that's all for today. Hope you liked it.